गुड मॉर्निंग बे आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते नमस्कारा वनक्कम खुशामदीद अस्सलाम वालेकुम सत श्री अकाल मी कंदरिकी वंदनमो जय स्वामी नारायण जय श्री कृष्णा जय जनेन्द्र एंड ऑफ कोर्स हमारे सारे इस्माइली भाई बंधु बोलेंगे या अली बदर मौला बदर जान हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे मैं सिर्फ फालतू बाबा एंड थोड़ी देर में हमारे फादर ज्वाइन हो जाएंगे बंधुजान एंड तब तक के लिए आपको बोल दे कि आज हम लोग आपको बताएंगे क्या हो रहा है रास्ते पे बंधुजान रास्ते का हाल लीजिएगा पेश है आपके लिए एकदम तो सस्ते में।
It's time for the Bandu traffic update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Alright, Benjan. Well, the weather outside is kind of cold and people actually are not stepping out because Friday है ना Friday के दिन जनरली traffic light होती है तो freeways are looking kind of light right now. There's no congestion anywhere for the matter. Just North Bay there's some accidents here and there but not much to worry about. East Bay of course there's an accident on 680 southbound north of Oak Park Boulevard in Pleasant Hill. It does not impact. It's not impacting traffic though. But again, one more traffic incident on 101 northbound, south of the Bellem Boulevard in San Rafael. This is actually near the 580, the kind of bridge, right? So that region. But again, as told you, the roads are looking really smooth right now. If you are planning to go someplace right now, this is the right time. Probably you would not because the weather is such, but and also the news of COVID also is coming up as worrisome to many people. The weather, if you look at it, it's kind of cloudy today. Probably you will have some showers. I told you there was going to be expecting showers today and tomorrow. But it's cloudy currently around 50, might go up to 60 maximum. Or lower 60s, like 61, 62 kind of range. So that is the update for you guys with the weather and also with what's happening with the traffic situation. But right now we have Faldoni in the studio. Faldoni, do you want to share what's happening with the headlines with our bandus?
Yes, Alta Baba.
All right, let's go. What's happening with the headlines? But Jan, if you want to read up in detail about the headlines, you can go to the news blog mediamahima.com. Once again, that's mediamahima.com.
Well, Alta Baba, the pandemic is going from bad to worse worse. And just a second, my screen.
It's going from bad to worse to worse. Your screen also. Oh my God, Baljan, that's true. Pandemic situation is very bad right now.
Okay, here you go. The U.S. CDC is reporting 241,069 deaths from the coronavirus in the United States.
Wow.
Biden victory in Arizona puts Trump's long shot challenge further out of reach. China congratulates Biden and Harris on the election. Finally, they admitted and they congratulated them. Also, China is warning of action after Pompeo says Taiwan is not a part of China.
Ah.
Law firm Porter Wright withdraws from Trump campaign lawsuit in Pennsylvania. And also, we'll try to see if we have time to talk a little bit about why Trump's lawsuits are unlikely to change the outcome of this election. There's also a Reuters exclusive, which is about a top official on U.S. election cybersecurity who is telling his associates that he is going to be fired. Nancy Pelosi slams Facebook as part of the problem on election misinformation. Congressional COVID-19 impasse drags on, and Pelosi says that the House is burning down. U.S. Justice Alito says the pandemic has led to unimaginable curbs on liberty. Biden faces repair job at the U.S. spy agencies after a tumult under Trump. Mark Zuckerberg defends not suspending ex-Trump aide Bannon from Facebook in a recording. Ford CEO says the car maker is now eyeing making their own EV batteries, much like the Tesla.
Yeah.
Also, American Airlines is going to offer an app detailing pandemic-related travel requirements. And this is news that's coming out from all different sources, Banija, which is the North Korean and Russian hackers are now targeting COVID-19 researchers. It's a Microsoft investigation that has proven this. And in news from India, in Jammu and Kashmir, at least 6 Pakistani soldiers have been killed as Indian army retaliates against the line of control ceasefire violation. And India has successfully test-fired a quick reaction surface-to-air missile system. And finally, in COVID updates from India, they're going to be getting 100 million Astra vaccine shots by next month.
Oh, Astra vaccine is going to be the vaccine they're going to use?
In India, yes.
Ah, interesting. Has it proved to be? Well, we'll know more about the Bandajan. We're going to get back to that. But so pehle, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Gaane Ka Keeda, which we have lined up for you guys for today. And iske baad mein we come back with the news in detail.
किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है। किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है। माना अपनी जेब से फकीर है, फिर भी यारो दिल के हम अमीर हैं। माना अपनी जेब से फकीर है, फिर भी यारो दिल के हम अमीर हैं। मिटे जो प्यार के लिए वो जिंदगी, जले बहार के लिए वो जिंदगी, किसी को हो ना हो हमें तो एतबार, जीना इसी का नाम है। रिश्ता दिल से दिल के एतबार का, जिंदा है हम ही से नाम प्यार का। रिश्ता दिल से दिल के एतबार का, जिंदा है हम ही से नाम प्यार का। के मर के भी किसी को याद आएंगे, किसी के आंसुओं में मुस्कुराएंगे, कहेगा फूल हर कली से बार बार, जीना इसी का नाम है।
And of course, Banjan, right now, let me tell you why I played this song for everybody out there. Because Banjan, आज Friday 13 तो है ही, लेकिन साथ में एक चीज very important is today is it's called the World Kindness Day. And yes, all we need to right now is do some rack, Banjan. Yes, rack as in random act of kindness. Whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. Giving us a call and saying, "Hey, Altu Baba, your awesome, sexy voice." What do we say? Doesn't matter. But just say call up and say, "Hey, Faltari, you're rocking those glasses." All the stuff. We can do that if you want it.
Oh, wow.
By calling us over here on 408-912-2479 if you need it. It's called the World Kindness Day. So we're gonna have kind stuff going out to everybody out there. Pick up the phone, talk to somebody, say hi to them, or go on Zoom. Forget about all the Zoom fatigue and everything. And I'm not happy with the Zoom fatigue word, by the way. It should be called a screen fatigue. Why would you want to just label a company who actually came with a creative concept and everybody jumped onto it, right?
Yeah.
It's all sazish.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah. But anyway, Buljan, right now it's time for us to go into the news in detail, and whatever we can share with you guys in detail, we share on air. अगर किसी news को हमने कम कर दिया, मतलब we're not able to share the whole thing, please go check it out on newsblog media mahimba.com. लेकिन अभी के लिए Buljan, this is the news.
Well, like Altu said, Banjan, today is World Kindness Day, and if you want to find a way to be kind, then become an ally at Pragnya. I have to put that shameless plug in, Altu Baba, because that is one organization that has kept individuals with who are neurodiverse and neurotypical connected through this pandemic.
So all I can say, you're so kind of you.
Yeah, so please do go ahead and check it out, pragnya.org, especially if you have, regardless of which part of the country you're watching us from, Manajan. Let's tell you that Pragnya does a lot of virtual connecting, a lot of engagement for individuals who are neurodiverse and who are struggling in this pandemic, even neurotypical kids who are struggling. It's a good environment to learn how to be an ally and be there for each other during this time. Let's tell you a little bit about the coronavirus, Panajan. The pandemic is growing alarming by the day. COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are piling up at record rates, and experts fear that daily deaths may soon follow. As I mentioned to you earlier, the US CDC is reporting that on Thursday that 10,314,254 cases of the novel coronavirus have been reported here, and an increase of 143,408 cases from its previous count, and said that the number of deaths has risen by 1,479 to now 241,069 people succumbing to COVID-19. The CDC has reported its tally of cases of the respiratory illness known as COVID-19 as of 4 p.m. Eastern Time on November 11th, compared with its previous report released a day earlier. If you want to catch up on this story, you can go to MediaMahima.com. U.S. President-elect Joe Biden's victory in the battleground state of Arizona expanded his electoral vote margin over President Donald Trump, placing any hopes of Trump reversing the outcome through the courts or recounts even further out of reach. Biden was projected to win Arizona and its 11 electoral votes on Thursday after more than a week of vote counting from the November 3rd election. Edison Research said he becomes only the second Democratic presidential candidate in 7 decades to win a traditionally Republican state. And Biden's win there gives him 290 electoral votes in the state-by-state electoral college that determines the White House winner. He's already cleared the 270 vote threshold to win the election, setting him on course to be sworn in on Jan 20th.
So the way it looks, Baljan, is we might have a Democratic president in the office, but we're going to have a Republican Senate and a House which is Democratic, actually.
Yes. China on Friday congratulated U.S. President-elect Joe Biden, who won this election, that President Donald Trump has still not conceded nearly a week after former Vice President Joe Biden clinched enough states for the win.
You know what's interesting, Faldoni? This is because news item. A communist regime actually congratulating us, saying, "Okay, that guy's Democratic president." And
No,
then we say,
no,
"Oh, yes.
the Aldo Baba, you were just playing right into the propaganda that's being fed by the Trumpsters. What it is?
Trumpsters, Balsani. Understand what I'm trying to tell you. It is ironic to see that a communist regime, and what do you call that? They call them as the autocratic nation, right? Autocratic nation coming and saying, this guy is a Democratic winner."
Let me tell you what this could be, what I perceive it as, okay? China refused to acknowledge Biden as a winner just 2 days ago. And they said they're not going to acknowledge anything till everything is official. And then Mike Pompeo very nicely goes and makes a comment, and he said that Taiwan is not a part of China. And right after, China says Biden-Harris, they recognize
Yeah, but
that.
I hope you got, Bandhu's got it, what I was telling anyway. It's fine, continue, Fadlan.
So China will strike back against any moves that undermine its core interests. Its foreign ministry said on Friday, after U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said that Taiwan has not been a part of China. China calls Taiwan the most sensitive and important issue in its ties with the United States, and has been angered by the Trump administration's stepped-up support for the Chinese claimed yet democratically ruled island Taiwan, such as arms sales. Speaking in a U.S. radio interview on Thursday, Pompeo said Taiwan has not been a part of China. That was recognized with the work that the Reagan administration did to lay out the policies that the United States has adhered to now for 3.5 decades, he said. So, and in response, now we say, we respect the choice of the American people. We extend congratulations to Mr. Biden and Ms. Harris. Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said at a regular daily briefing, referring to Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Also, let's tell you, Banajan, in the fight that Trump is putting up with regard to the election, a law firm representing President Donald Trump's campaign in challenging these results is withdrawing from at least one of the cases contesting the ballots in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. Democrat Joe Biden captured the presidency on Saturday, thanks in part to a win in Pennsylvania. And in a court filing on Thursday, lawyers at Porter Wright Morris and Author said that it had agreed that its clients, the campaign and 2 registered voters, will be best served if Porter Wright withdraws. The campaign is in the process of retaining new counsel, Porter Wright said in the filing to U.S. District Judge Matthew Brann in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Also, one thing that we need to know is why the actual litigation campaign is not going to be discrediting President-elect Joe Biden of his victory, or why it's unlikely to
I
change.
have a wisdom behind the Falguni.
Okay,
Can I share that, Falguni?
sure, go ahead.
May I share the wisdom I have on this?
Sure.
You know candles, right? Candle, flame,
Huh.
before it puts off, it becomes the brightest. It goes
Phudakta hai.
phudakta hai before it goes off.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening over here.
Oh God.
So, Panujan, don't worry about it. It's fine. After China has said, Biden is the president, everything is fine. Right?
Oh God, stop.
What people are, that's what the news media is doing, right?
Well, here
But
is
the people have said it's Biden is the president. Why should you worry about what China is saying?
Huh. Well, we're not worried about what China is saying. We're worried about what Trump is saying, and what we legal experts are saying is that don't worry about what Trump is saying, because even though all these suits have been brought in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, and Georgia, one common allegation is that Republican poll watchers were not allowed proper access to these voting sites in Democratic-leaning areas. That's what they're saying.
But I'll tell you what, okay, now the Trump campaign is a Trump camp. I would want to say campaign. Trump camp is such a big thing. I was reading a very interesting article yesterday about how Trump can actually stay on. As in stay on, as a very, because Trump has said if anything happens, he's going to come back in 2024.
Yeah.
He's going to contest again.
What?
That's what he said that. But the point I'm making is he can still do it. And there was some criminal charge against him, remember? So there was actually a very interesting book written by one of the, I forget the author's name, about how to get the president out of the office.
Yeah.
Okay, and he actually has talked about the fact that how, if Trump, if he's convicted or whatever, criminal charges, he can actually pardon himself. There's something called as preemptive pardon in the law.
What?
Yes, so basically he can pardon. That's what happened with Nixon, right? When Ford pardoned Nixon, preemptively pardoned Nixon, so they could not actually put a charge on him.
Oh.
Yeah, so what happened? But for that, Nixon had to resign. So Trump has to resign, and Pence, even if he has 1 hour in the office, he can pardon him immediately.
Oh wow,
Let's
so
say
that he
Jan
doesn't get arrested.
Correct. So let's say Jan 20th, he's going to be resigning, right? He's going to be off. He's off the office. Just before that, if he resigns, Trump resigns, Pence becomes the president for 1 hour.
Oh my God.
So in the 1 hour, they can play a lot of games. He can actually pardon him. But before he pardons, what happens to Pence is the question. So afterwards.
Yeah.
So but then again, we don't know. So basically, but again, the thing is, the criminal charges against him is federal. And probably he might get pardoned for that. He will definitely find the loophole for it. But what actually happens is the pardon only works for federal cases against him, not state or local cases against him, which is still there.
There are cases in New York that are where he could go to jail for this, Banjar, and that's part of the reason why he wants to stay in office. He doesn't want to.
Did you read the CNN report about his finances?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Oh, Trump supposedly is in debt for $400 million.
He would have made up all the money in overseas investments.
No. Okay, probably, but the thing is, he still, according to the book, CNN report was saying that he still has to, when he comes out of the office, he's got to, those come in due next year for him.
Yeah.
What is he going to do? I don't know. He might actually file a bankruptcy again.
Well, we don't know, Banjan, and he might bankrupt us with all these litigation lawsuits.
Oh, there's one more thing, Father. Did you know that after the president is retired or what, you know how there's a lot of expenses by the government? We still pay for him.
Yeah.
The Secret Service goes along with him. The whole detail goes with him.
Oh God, don't talk about Secret Service, Altubaba. Did you read the exclusive that came out this morning with regard to hundreds of Secret Service officers who are now being quarantined due to COVID exposure, and also the fact that they've reported tested positive for COVID-19.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, okay, that's a lot of stuff right now, but then of course we have a few more news for you guys before we close out today on our Facebook.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to ask you to go to MediaMahima.com to read about why these lawsuits amount to nothing, Banajan. Basically, what you would hear is that, there's another thing that's coming out, is almost like a whistleblower thing. A top U.S. Cybersecurity official, Christopher Krebs, who has been working on protecting the election from hackers, but drew the ire of the Trump White House over efforts to debunk disinformation, has told associates that he expects to be fired. Three
Wow.
sources with the familiar with the matter are saying at this particular point in time. And I also wanted to share with you, this is an important piece of information that we need to know. Bandhujan, in Jammu and Kashmir, India on Friday conducted retaliatory punitive fire assaults against posts, bunkers and fuel dumps across the line of control in Kashmir, in which 6 to 7 Pakistani soldiers were killed reportedly and several others injured. 5 Indian soldiers and 4 civilians, including a woman, also lost their lives in the heavy exchange of cross-border firing. The major escalation in hostilities with Pakistan came amidst ongoing military confrontation with China in eastern Ladakh, in yet another stark reminder of the two-front collusive threat India faces along its unresolved borders with the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Whereas, on the other hand, India and China are now in the final stages of their standoff, of dismantling everything with regard to their standoff along that line of actual control. So, if you want to get more information, you can go to MediaMahima.com. India has supposedly recorded as many as 4,052 ceasefire violations by Pakistan already this year, smashing all annual records over the last 17 years. And India has lost around 20 Indian soldiers and an equal number of civilians, with many more grievously injured in the CFVs this year. If you also want to find out about the COVID vaccine that's being made available in India, Bandhujan, by AstraZeneca, about 100 million doses are going to be available. You can go to MediaMahima.com. That's all we have time for on this morning's Good Morning Babe Bandhujan. We'll be back tonight live at 5 with Yesham Mastani on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, stay safe, stay happy. Please practice physical distancing, masking, but at the same time, stay socially connected.
And be kind.
Yes, and practice kindness. Become an ally. Go to pragnya.org. That's all we have for you. Have yourselves a fantastic Friday. Bandhujan, this is your darling pyari Mahima ki Dilari Faltu Rani. I hope you're enjoying every one of these songs that we have lined up for you, Bandhujani. This is Radio D Hotties, where entertainment, engagement, excitement, everything keeps getting hotter.
अरे सुनो 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 हम हैं हाँ हाँ हाँ